Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indcd.org, your one-stop shop for the best of the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. We are also greatly supported by Hates and Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Now, happy Monday, folks. Pardon my ever so slight delay. I had a cat-related issue that required my immediate and surprise attention. Everything is fine, just a bit of fun. Now, we have a lot to discuss. Let's talk accountability. I had a big weekend planned and not as big a weekend executed. First and foremost, we had the joy of LibraryCon. Yes, wherein we had the wonderful Brian K. Morris and Molly Daniels on. Unfortunately, Carl Witzman and Donna Carleen were unavailable to come due to Donna not feeling well. There is a very nasty bug going around stomach-wise that's been working its way through my house, which explains why my second set of plans didn't work. We also were supposed to go to Feast of the Hunter's Moon. Feast of the Hunter's Moon got canceled for us, even though we had free tickets, because little man got very sick and he needed attention. And neither of us were willing to go without the others, so there we go. Now, pardon my poofy-haired shovelness. The cats have stolen literally every hair tie I own, and I've yet to find where they are stashing them. LibraryCon, how did it go? Honestly, it was dead. We had, we were visited by 2 people, Churro and Grim. And it was wonderful seeing both Churro and Grim there. They were very, very chatty. It was great to see them. It's great to see Grim out and about, even though they haven't been feeling well. And always great to see Churro. Even if my, half acquired strays are more trouble than I can keep up with sometimes. Now, uh, sometimes you do something and it tanks. And there are a lot of people, when something doesn't go right, and this certainly was not Brian or Molly, they were absolute angels. Sometimes it just tanks. And people will take shots at you. They're like, oh, you did that and it failed miserably. Yes, sometimes you have failure. And see, I will wear overt failure on my sleeve because I never do anything for just one reason. It is part of how I ensure, how I carry on my uh, methodologies. And I need to bring my leafy mouse back. But no, bring them back. They need to be chipper. What happened, since we weren't visited by a lot of people, was some of the best education I've gotten in quite a while in discussing all sorts of all manner of sorts of publishing advice, printing advice. We talked about display setups, and that's really LibraryCon is, beyond the time and the hassle, a completely risk-free. Uh, okay, we'll throw gas in there. A risk-free situation for us, wherein we don't have to do financial outlay, and getting to sit in what essentially becomes a round table discussion with some usually very accomplished authors, getting to hear what's going on in the background is always fascinating. Now, I will be reaching out to Cookie and Brian in the near future um, for my own reasons, as well as going on to what else I was working on because I've been sick. So, I was a little sick. Sandra's very sick. Uh, what I am trying to track down is the simple matter of how one adds a quarter-inch bleed to existing images. It should not be that big a problem. But I'm trying to figure out how to do it in Koepp Studio Paint and seeing if I have to do that with other formats. That means I'm going down YouTube University rabbit holes. And guys, that's okay. Because while I'm seeking the education for one set of things, I'm learning other things and finding my way around. This is how we progress. This is how we grow. We make dumb mistakes and then we try to figure out how we did them and undo the said dumb mistakes. I am roughly 2 weeks out from LaunchCon. I still have a powerful need to figure this out relatively quickly, and a powerful need to figure out some of the other things that I want done by LaunchCon. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on this week, as well as generating massive amounts of art for the sake of generating massive amounts of art. Because that's something I need. I hope that's still going to be of interest and value to you guys. But there are people, when you fail, who will tell you that is a sign you should stop. And there are points where it does become a sign you should stop, most assuredly. But that doesn't mean that all of them are. And frankly, I see it as a step in the journey. I have to do something different. And in doing something different with this element, I will possibly be able to do something different with others. I'll be able to move forward. I am incredibly big about moving forward in education. And I can say this, I've been a sword master a very long time. I've been teaching people basic swordsmanship for going on 25 years. I got a quarter of a decade in, because that happened fast. Uh, I have failed at far more than most people in their life ever attempt. And that's the difference. I have done far more than most people in their lives ever attempt. Let me see. Can I trick my hair? Okay, a little bit. Uh, as most of my audience can parallel. And you'll notice most of my audience is about 20 years older than me, 10 to 20 years. Uh, few are good bit younger than me. This is a sign that I am running with people who are more advanced in education, in experience in the fields that I have interest in. Now, I love being a teacher. I do. I love instructing people. I love elevating people. I love helping people along their merry way. But when it comes time to myself, I have to find other resources to do so. And it requires flexibility, and it requires being willing to learn from the experience of falling on your face. Um, I did not have input on the date of this as much as I usually do. Library Con, for example. And what happened is we were competing against Feast of the Hunter's Moon weekend. Any other weekend we would have done better. It happens. You'll have weather tank an event. It happens, but you keep doing it if it's something you love. If it's something you are good at. And you learn from it. I'll probably keep doing library cons as long as we have the means, because it's a great chance for us to dry run our setup, to test things, to fidget with things, to change packing practices. It is literally an experience generator. And when it goes well, it really, really helps the kids. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is going to be a companion, okay, your whole life. Be afraid of failing the same way, for the same reason. That's when you have to worry. And if there are times where the reason is you discover something you're pursuing is beyond your capacity, scope, or the situation at hand, then you put it aside and you think about it later if that's viable. Oh. But as we go into this week, I think of the words of one Miss Frizzle. Yes, I'm quoting the Magic School Bus to people who are, and some of them are 20 years my senior. Some of them are young enough that may not have even seen this program. But she says, if at first you don't succeed, find out why. Learning comes from failure far more than success. Learning comes from testing and rotating and trying things far more than success. Understanding that means that you can grow where others will face plant. I mean, there is always going to be Bruce Lee's uh, fall down 7 times, get up 8 kind of approach. Paraphrasing, I may have the numbers wrong, but the point goes past. The only way to improve is to act. That will always come with risk. Now, when you fail, you will learn things. This is part of the gift of failure. You will learn that some people will support you. They may help educate you. Some people will easily abandon or ignore you. That's fine too. Some people just don't have the means to help you at that time, and understanding the difference is vital because you cannot allow failure to feed imposter syndrome without just cause. And I say it, and anybody who is around me for any length of time knows this. I harp on the subject of victory conditions. It is something endemic to especially Americans, myself among them. I understand this. To allow ourselves to see problems, well, to see solutions as all a hammer. And you can be very creative with that hammer, but it's still just a hammer. Uh, and we are conditioned to think this way, I believe. If you look at every, and I mean every, if you think about almost every military conflict you see depicted, okay? Certainly anytime the military is involved, every major conflict is solved with violence. In fact, vast majority of the things are solved with violence. And I think that's systemic. I think that's encouraged. I think that there's a lot going on right now that wants us to act rashly and make hasty decisions because we're easier to control. And you know, assorted forms of violence, violence to ourselves, violence to our dreams. We are encouraged to, if something gets difficult or you just mess it up, it's either you have to beat it. What is that? Every problem, I can beat this problem. Not solve, beat it, defeat it. And there are great many problems in this world. We are told to either totally ignore or approach with sudden overwhelming violence. That can be, you see, you can't do it. You know, you only publish to this many people, you only get this many people. You can't. Just give up. Go get yourself a 9 to 5. It's the only way you're going to survive anyway. Serve your corporate overlords, whatever. And the first people who will tell you that are the people in that crab bucket, that where we are conditioned to If people are getting up and getting out, if they are ascending beyond us, a great many of us are conditioned to grab and pull them back in. And terrible part if they try to leave. Even if we're all in a crab bucket doomed. We all want out of the bucket one way or another. We want onto something that feels better. But we won't get there if we're tearing each other up. And I think the real reason for this level of severity of mentality, and it goes beyond what we're doing, into the idea that only through violence can progress be made. And I think that is just it is part of a system to keep us doing stupid things. There are a lot of things that are going on beyond our power. And a great many very good people are being pushed to a very frustrated end. Both in the micro, you're trying to run a small business. You're trying to set something up for a community. You're trying to build something for others. And you'll be disregarded, or often, if there's means, people will shut you down if they don't like that you're trying to do this enough. They'll incite petty rivalries and politicking, and it's all because of the zero sum. There's only so much, and we all have to claw at it. That's not true. Artists are not in competition with each other. Are we in competition with the great multi-billion-dollar engine that is trying to crush us? Yeah. Yeah, because they feel they're in competition with us. But with each other? No. Not at all. There's usually more than enough to go around. And if you're lean now, you'll be flush later. If you fail one, you'll do great later. Because you'll learn from it, you'll adapt. Might take a while. You may have to face plant. You may have to make mistakes. Fight it out. But by doing that, you learn. And even in my language, if I say fight it out, grind through, I am trapped in a box I recognize of ingrained verbal habits, and our verbal habits affect our mental habits. We think as we speak. When the solution, and the solution to almost all our problems, is community. It's kindness. It's love. It's when you have the ability and you find the people around you, it's making sure that they're taken care of and that they make sure you're taken care of, and we all make it through. And if I learn something, I share it with you guys. It's like, I'm never going to stop harping on the need for booths to have verticality. If your books are laying flat, they can't see them. Is it a pain in the butt to carry extra little things to prop one of them up, or so that somebody walking by can see it at a distance and get interested? Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It's more stuff to carry. Is it necessary? Yep. It is. It really is. Now, there are times where you will have to be the one, and it's always there. You have to be the one to do the work, do the grinding for your progress. That's true. You're the one at 3 a.m. deciding what you're going to do about this. And shout out to my 3 a.m. peeps. You know, we who stare the hour of the wolf in the hours of the wolf in the eye. Say, no, you big furry jerk, you blink. Uh, Sometimes you just end up petting the puppy. I won't not pet the dog, but we can solve vast amounts of problems, not just at the scale I'm talking about base, but national. By just stopping. By just stopping. We have a system that is built on forced excess. Forced excess. We need to acknowledge that, yeah, that's a thing, and choose rationally what we want. If we don't like what's going on, there are ways to deal with it. Let's put it this way: we keep conventions as a metaphor. I've been to good conventions. I've been to bad conventions. I mean, bad conventions. Do you know how you prevent a bad convention? You don't go. I mean, you don't go to the next one they do. If there is a vendor who is difficult to work with, you know, and they aren't proving reasonable or, you know, genial enough to have a conversation with, you just don't give them your money. You don't give them your time. They will starve out. Right now, there are a lot of forces at hand. And if you look at what's going on and you pause, which they don't want you to do, you realize it is all geared to provoke a reaction, a specific reaction that they can fight easily. That reaction is anger. They always, any opposition you meet will always want you either totally compliant or really angry. Because if you're compliant, you're not an issue, you're not a threat, whatever. If you're angry, you're dumber. I have read studies, and no, I cannot cite them. I am sorry. This is stuff I've read quite some time ago, and I looked into in my psychology classes and things. So please bear with my memory. Feel free to fact check me. I love it. But you can lose as many as 20 IQ points functionally if you are angry. And anyone who's been a teenager and remembers being angry, especially a teenage boy of a certain breed, knows not only how stupid does it make you, how quick, reactive, animalistic it makes you. Fight or flight kicks in real hard. And we have been conditioned to respond with fight. And the reason is this. If we respond with violence, the larger opponents at hand can always respond with more. And it gives them an excuse to do worse things. That has been our failure for a long time as a country. But every so often we realize something as a people. The parasites that dominate above us, control us, and darken our days are fed on the blood of our efforts. They make money on us working by paying us less than we're worth. They make money on us shopping by charging excessively more than what an item is worth. That is the system. That's the system that allows everything we see. I am a strange man. I'm a silly man, and I have a crazy idea. My crazy idea is I don't need to make excessive anything. I don't need excessive profit. And we are so geared towards cost equals value that we assume something is broken if it's not excessively exclusively priced. But people are getting smarter. Many times I will see a set of problems and I will recognize them as a similar problem on a different scale. And one of the great problems I have found is we are conditioned to want to be the very best, to want excellence, to stand out. We are told that personal development is the peak of human whatever, and it is best embodied by things like the Olympics. But I firmly believe, and this goes across everything I do, everything, that everyone chasing being number one has turned the world into a rat race. Everyone working to be the very best is making for a cutthroat, manipulative situation. Everybody I want to make the most money. I want to be the highest ranked fighter. I want to win every tournament. I want to have the spankiest, most expensive army that I can go, oh, I have this army. Wow, that's really expensive. And across the board, I see that as a failure, systemically. Because we've been so encouraged to this shunt that we're trampling each other. The only way we can get better, the only way you guys can actually improve your lot is to stop worrying about the people who are at the peak. Because many times they're just an illusion. There are so many rugged individualist millionaire and billionaires who were ruggedly individualist, pulling up by their own bootstraps their vast quantities of inherited wealth. There are genuine innovators. They do exist, but they are few and far between. But what you can do, what I can do, is find ways to make the baseline just a little bit better. In a world where we are told by media, by television, by internet, by the assorted tubes that placate us and keep us distracted by shining lights and not actually doing things. I'm guilty of it. That's why I have one of these, unfortunately. It's a big part of what I do on it, and I'm working on that. I backslid recently, and I'm catching up. But they want to tell you that caviar, imported beluga caviar, is the only food that matters. And people claw and climb and reach for the prestige of caviar while other people starve. And I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's just. And I don't think that mentality is serving us. This is why I tell you guys, when in doubt, shop small. Shop small, shop local. But when ideologically there is doubt, when you are seeing AI rendered slop by uncreative, uninspired people using stolen means, not only should you not consume it, you should do better. And it doesn't matter individually how well we do. It matters that collectively we try, that we build each other up. We have, in many ways, for a long time, been face planting in different types of failure. You watch the news, you see it. You see the results of those failures. Poor choices, short-term thinking, rapid manipulation has led us where we are. The sweet whispers of con men on all sides. But they shiver in the night, not in fear of us lashing out, but in fear of us deciding that they're irrelevant. Attention is the greatest commodity. It's how they ensure control. So give attention to the places that need it. Learn from the mistakes. You make a mistake. Look around, go, is this serving me? Build from it. And don't make the same mistake. You will make others. That's fine. That's part of growth. But don't make the same mistakes and give yourself the grace and give others the grace that when they make earnest mistakes, you support them. You say, okay. And something that people who know me very well have heard out of my mouth many a time. And what have we learned? And they will rage at me sometimes and say I'm a rat bastard and all these horrible things. You're stable. You've endured, and this is a pause. What have we learned? We all derp. We all just make dumb mistakes. And to borrow, to paraphrase, the most important speaker I know of, you have derped. Learn from it and go and derp no more. Be at peace and go and derp no more. There are lessons to be had and accomplishments to be made through the gate of failure. I'm not saying go out to fail intentionally. That's stupid. But I am saying when you fail, accept that for the gift it is. Accept the experience and wisdom. And know, yeah, it's going to hurt. But don't feel shame for it. If you do earnest effort, don't feel shame for it. If you feel tired, it's okay. It's okay to be tired. I'm tired. But keep moving forward towards what your dream is. And don't let them tell you what your dream is. There are so many people who are told, oh, the great American dream a long time ago was a white picket fence, house, 2.5 kids, etc. They took that option away for the most part. They lie and say the dream is this big mansion where you have all this stuff and you look down on people. They push it. They try to push the acknowledge me because I have a watch that costs more than your car. Why? Why would they seek such things? Why do they tell us to seek such things? They tell us to seek such things because they are fueled by our envy, by our attention. The powers that be cannot abide being irrelevant. The system requires participation because it fails. The great engine seizes when the game breaks, when we stop playing. This is why I always encourage people to be self-sufficient in something. You don't have to be fully, but just try. Because cumulatively, the effect is everyone will have a better life. The cost of it is there will be very few heroes in such a narrative. It's not going to be fast. It's not going to be dramatic. And it feels like right now we need fast and dramatic because a great many evils are out there doing inconceivable, and I do mean this word. I am saying it. Types of evil. And we are wired to quickly solve the problem. When the fastest way to solve the problem is to just stop playing as much as possible. And focus on what you can do. And telling your truth, telling your story. When you set prices, set them fair. Everybody who does business deserves a reasonable amount of profit. because that's what they live on. That's what allows them to function in this economy. But don't ask too much and don't pay too much. And keep trying. Because if you build a system independent of systems that are forced down your throat, you will have a better bespoke system. That's what I want. I want to go out. I want to have my books and my videos and all this to be self sustaining enough to provide enough of a coast that hopefully my real job, which is trying to bring my son up, after my passing, there will still be hope. I'm clawing to make generational, not wealth, but survivorship. I'm not trying to make his life better than mine. I cannot provide as was provided to me. The system has changed. But I do want to provide in such a way that I'm not only leaving enough that he has a chance at some kind of life, but that the world around him, the community, has some kind of hope. That it's the kind of place where empathy and compassion still matter. I've gone way long in this monologue, probably longer than I have in quite some time. But I've been informed I don't have to worry about Rita and Daphne's program for a while. And I will take that advantage to try to build up, to make something. But I'm also grotesquely behind in the comments. So I'm going to run an ad, and then I'm going to get to the comments. The show may run long. That's okay. What I am talking about now, that I probably wouldn't be talking about without a certain measure of failure, is important enough that I feel it warrants it. And I know people will have to leave to feed their cats and stuff fairly soon. Well, I'm okay with that. The message will still be here for those who are interested in learning. Alrighty, let's hit the comments and we'll see what you guys are up to. Wow, do we have a lot going on. All right, first through the door was Dan Hollifield. Good morning, Dan. I want to thank Dan Hollifield. He's been giving me pictures of his solar setup, and it's fascinating to see how he's doing it so that perhaps I can learn to set up something similar for me. Morning, Dan. Hope things are going well for you. Good morning, says Carl Woodsman. And hello, Foxy. I hope you're doing well. And hello, Carl. Waiting on the fridge repair crew, as you should. This puzzle book that Donna gave me is very old. One clue. Governor Reagan, semicolon, familiarity. Wow. LOL, that is old. And yay for the fridge. Indeed. Hey, and if they even show up, we understand that feeling. And hey, Donna. I can't keep up with everyone's repairs these days. Did you get a new fridge, it needs repaired, or fixing the old one? Well, I hope they do, Dan. Got a new one 11 months ago. It died 2 weeks ago, but is still under warranty. Jeesh. Stuff doesn't hold up like it used to. I know old people say that, but I'm an old person. It's also accurate. Yeah, I'm used to appliances lasting 20 years or more. Indeed. Heck, Carl. I say that because it's not wrong. 70s fridges might be ugly as sin, but they still work. Mine is a 90s model, probably whatever builders found cheapest to buy in bulk. Probably. We're all beta testers on stuff now. They fling it as no. I think it's direct and intentional planned obsolescence, so that we have to buy more. But other than losing things under it, it's been good. The fridge monster loves to steal change, bugs, especially French fries. Lots of traffic past the house, yet no sign of work truck yet. Cross his fingers. Oh, geez, Dan, you didn't typo, but my brain smushed the T in the R to make an F, and I had a moment. Wow. That's a whole other profession. And good morning, Dawn. Dawn is the magnificent mind behind the stories of Buddy and Georgette, her fanciful felines. She gets a big squee out of seeing the art, so I will show it because people love making Dawn squee. Oh, don't look at me like that, Dawn. You know it's the truth. And let's see. I have to scroll up just a bit. Wow, where are we? I totally lost track of where I was. Wow, okay. Comment done for hitting morning. They deliver? Sweet. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Greetings, Dawn. And I don't know, Carl. You could buy anything on the web. Yep. Finally found a disposable man last night. Interesting caveat. Interesting caveat isn't the word at all. Oh well. That's one way to shift to an interesting phrase. Transition, whatever. I finally found a disposable man last night. It's not where I left him, methinks either Ted moved it or a ghost is in the house. 'Tis the season. That would save me a trip downtown, Foxy. Wow. Glad you found your book, Dawn. See, Muncie finding skills can come in handy. Tom is quite capable of perambulating on his own. Quite possible. You would still go downtown to Muncie. Don't forget to like and share, folks. Yes, please. Hey, Nick. Earbud warning. Good morning. Good morning, Grant. I hope you're doing well. And greetings for Grant. And how goes the Kickstarter? It's going okay. Hey, that's wonderful. By the way, good job, Don. Someone wake the tray up now. If you haven't checked my Kickstarter, please do. And there's the Kickstarter. Mr. Grantastic Memoirs of the Morbid Orange Volume. I'm barely awake. Well, I'm sure That's just a button click away from waking you up. Here's Donna yell in pain. I did warn you. Hey, Grant. Industrial strength biscuit making on my tummy. Ah, I understand. Inigo thinks 7 is prime wake up time. If it's dark at 7, this winter should be fun. Hi, Dan, Carl, and Donna. The Woodsman dude took very good care of me, bringing me ginger ale and toast. I am very glad to hear that. You were greatly missed. Hugs and loves to Xander. I hope he's feeling better. We're going to see later. He hasn't woken up yet. Someday, Nick will move a box and something to find all the hair ties. Indeed. So sad to miss. Yeah, it still was a lot of fun, and I was hoping to put you and BKM in the same room just because it's been too long, with a lock that he'll lose the key for. Actually, it was my own stupidity. No mask and a funeral home filled to the brim with old folks' various perfumes and colognes. Oof, that'll do it. Maybe call it like a writer's that might. Um, Maybe call it something like a writer's conference. Yes, that might do it. Adding a bleed, I had to go to image increase canvas size, at least on Chrome. And that's the thing. It used to be very simple, but now they've uh, uh, made it a little annoying. So I am having to make more adjustments. But these things happen. So, and I mean, that's how it used to be. I use a lot of programs very shallow in my knowledge layer level, and I am working on um, expanding that. So that's all I can do right now. But if your printer is causing it, ugh. And see, that's part of the problem. Andy has problems with the printing program through the library. We're actually looking to work with a printing company to have many of the newer pictures I've done as thumbnails. Not as thumbnails, as posters. But I may have to readjust how I do my thumbnail art to make it easier. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Foxy is still better than it used to be. It was only roughly 24 hours sick. Used to be a week in bed and 2 weeks in hospital. Wow. Imagine so you're doing better this time. She has to live in nurse now. That's right up there with Rodman Rabbit and things I don't need to contemplate. I grew up in an environment where failure was not an option. As an adult, I feel I can take more risks. I can learn from failure. Exactly. That is exactly where I come from. Where problems were solved by brute forcing them if you had to. Engineering brilliance, but at the end of the day, sitting down and just grinding for hours until it's done. Understand that. Oof, Don, I'm glad you're mended. Thanks, Foxy and Dawn. I'm glad you are trying a new thing. It's how we grow. Thesis is making a concerted effort to try new food every day for lunch this week. I'm glad he's trying new things. I am too. That's good growth for him. And hey, there's the sun. Let us know how that goes. Okay. So far, he's doing good. Finding things he likes. Tried a spicy ramen carbonara yesterday. I took one stiff and noped out. Well, that happens. Which one, Don? Trying. Thesis is trying new food or the sun, Alamo? Both? Bad convention like the one in Ohio where they put us in an old room that had mold all over the ceiling? Yes. That's a good one. It took till now for the sun. Come on. Oh, I understand that. Oh, garbage spot. Right, a Witsman dude. It was. They told us to be there on Friday. It turned out it wasn't open until Saturday. Oh, for those new reference on anger and how it can lead to poor maladaptive decisions. Meisner et al. Uh, 2021. Yes, I'm a geek. This is nerd territory, and I support it. A geek is usually a collector of cultural objects and pop culture knowledge. A nerd usually is academics, and that is academic. Sorry, the temperature just shifted in here, and it got suddenly cold. Uh, Sometimes I think I am a maladaptive decision. I'm pretty sure maladaptive decision making produced me. Good joke. Now behave yourself. Moi, I know it's this. And good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a great weekend. It was an interesting weekend. It had good parts and bad parts. May your week be better off than mine. Found out a co-worker finally succumbed to ALS. I am so sorry to hear that. If Brian were here, he would say, "May all your memories be golden," and I think that's the best way to do it. Hello, Chris. I'm sorry about that. Hi, Chris. Condolences, Chris. And so sorry about that. I'm so sorry, Chris. There are many condolences to Chris. Feed our cats. Shh, they're sleeping. Let sleeping cats lie. Or dog in my case. He's curled half under blankets on Theseus's bed. My babies. LOL. Me? Squee? Never. But what if I told Ted to tickle right there? Anyway, rolling on the floor after that shot of dawn. Accountability, laundry, and a bit more pre-surgery nesting. Get stuff done in a little bit at a time. Fully understand. My accountability / plans for the day is now that the temperature is broken, I have to do unloading of all the blasters from my car. I have to. I want to do some yard work if Xander's health will allow me to. Then I need to work on this stuff because I can't put it off any longer. I have a new thing in the living room that's supposed to be help with the organization back here. I have great plans. And then get a bunch of the stuff, just get garbage out. Just make it nicer. That's what I'm planning to do. Just don't overdo it, okay? And that could go to both of us. Take your time. Understand wanting things done beforehand. Yes, it's always good if you have surgery coming up to be sure to prep. Now, we have to learn, some of us have to learn to show some level of grace. And I am saying this as a pot talking to a whole army of kettles. It's hard, especially for those of us who are used to being the caretaker. I know what it's like to feel like I'm supposed to always have the answers. That's my job. I'm the answer guy. When I don't have the answers, what do I do? That's the challenge. Okay? And I need you guys to be gentle with yourself in pursuing this. So I'm going to go here. We'll run an ad. Let's see. That's not my ad button.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
All right. I'm thinking I might just do some artwork, or at least try. I am actually setting my canvas much larger than I have done, and we're gonna see how that goes. If nobody has a problem with that, you guys are awful quiet, and that's okay. But if I'm gonna sit here, I'm just going to test some things because I can artistically. So what I'm going to do is just drop this down. I did warn you I'd be doing a lot more art type things. So I'll do a big test piece. And Dan's here. We'll just start with track one. Although I can't hear it very well. I'm going. I'm just gonna mess with this track. Just an old fashioned. I hope you guys don't mind a little bit. You're being distracted by Doc. That's good. A little bit of where we are. Where we are. Wow. What place is this? That's how it goes. Basil Rathbone yelling through a coffin for fun drawing time. This is actually at 8.5 by 11. So I have never had this opportunity to work on such a big canvas. I honestly don't know how well my computer will handle it. So what I will do is share the screen and just see if everything can keep trucking along. Full body. Oh, go. That I am familiar with. What brush size am I at? That's what it looks like at this side. Okay, cool. I don't think I'm going to run a time lapse. I also have to remember that I can do this vertically and just understand I'm going to do a lot of zoom. But what do I want? You know what? If I don't know what I want, and I'm not warmed up, let's go. No. I'm going to play it. If I'm playing, we'll establish a nice purple haze. Oh, golly, did it come up? Sorry. Double clicked. Thanks for catching that. This is going to be a test piece. That's the size of the number. Roughly. It's just, I'm going to do some painting at this size. And then I may go vertical with it, do some character design. I'm not quite certain. But right now, I'm just feeling something. And I'll admit, I am feeling a lot of something, so I'm going to work with it. Can't decide if it popped out or in. Ooh! Anti-inflammatories. Go. That's what I do. Be very careful because those dislocated ribs can be real bad very sometimes. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just somebody who has had a lot of injuries. There was a cat exploring my truck, probably because it's not in its normal parking spot. Well, that's a valid reason for a cat to explore a truck. And that's how I fixed that. That's nice. That's very nice. Picked up something. But I figure if I want a a 11 by 17 dedicated picture to work with, I'm going to need a set of an image that's 8.5 by 11. And I'm feeling very good. I'm in a mood. Since I'm in a mood, I'm going to really take the time to do some silly stuff. Okay, that shouldn't have been that. Okay, that. There we go. It became an object there, and I don't want to do an object there. But awesome. I have to get that little snippet. Hey, see you, Carl. So, I have to decide for a moment. Oops, got a little out of hand there. If this is going to be a where the light was. So I'm going to do some just kind of scritchy shading here. I don't want a lot of depth to this, even though I may actually be cutting off parts of it and layering it. I don't know. I'm playing. And play is a vital effort. It's necessary. Oh, thank you for leaving the stream going. In honor of that, maybe I'll do something, fun and semi-problematic for you later. I know how much you love fun and semi-problematic stuff. That. Yeah, so a lot of this is going to be covered up as we do different things. Yeah. Yeah, actually. think that works. Yeah. We've had a stray cat exploring our yard for the past week. She can't afford to adopt another one. What does she do 4 hours later? Put out food for it, of course. Like what's been? Oh yeah. If I can't have any more cats, but we all know that if a little cat suddenly appeared in my yard, it would probably get taken care of. Although right now my pets include 4 cats, 5 alleged roosters, 5 quasi-alleged chickens, and a next-door neighbor who is sort of a semi-adopted stray, plus 2 more strays over in Fowler, who I love dearly, and probably a whole gaggle more of those. Nick, people can't be pets. Not bad. What a bet. Oh, when it's synced, it's zapped to all the previous arguments. Okay, I see what happened there. That's good. Lesson learned. Where's my smoothie? Wow, this feels so. Do this. It's just about playing, about figuring out what we want. And then, oh, I'm going to add a layer between these. Yeah, I'll add a layer between these. Just got the later right now. Let's do it nicely. I know that Amanda absolutely loves oh, I'm on the wrong track. That's okay. Use something like this. Let's see if I like it. That would be a cool pop. Let's see what I goofed up. We're just cruising now. And I hope you guys are enjoying it because, like I said, art should be enjoyable. And this isn't a heavy art day. This is I am playing act things day. I can do that. So I want to keep this like the opposite of what you would expect. Cheaper. Select color. I just want to see what Why are they all disorganized like this, that color set? Okay. Slide over here. I'm just playing with this to get what vibes I want. Yeah. If I go. Okay, cool. I like that. I like that. That actually works pretty well for what we're doing. And we're using this color. Here. Because I'm just playing with making sure that there is depth to my image. It's still very soft coloring. I think I want to make this part just a bit rounder. Do that. I will just going through. That's really this. This. Now we're starting to get that paper cut feel of stacking. And I'm going to do some really different things with the lighting once I get the structures I want added. Because this is going to be the part where I start adding and I'm going to probably play it there. So I have some the art. That art was almost perfect. But that was pretty good. Nope, not smooth enough. I'm still using a very big brush, but most of this, like I said, is for the purpose of experimentation. And I'm going to see if I can't make this into something supernatural looking. And this is actually asking a very simple question. What if a vampire or some other... See, that's going to take it. No, I don't want to do that there because that would take a lot of the... nocturnal being simply went, I am tired of fighting amongst the sky. The stars are too hard to reach. I am moving underground. And I am taking a piece of the Underdark or whatever as my own. So I'm thinking I'm going to build up a city. A city of possibly dark elves, a city of possibly vampires, something to tell a story. And then just see what comes up. What happens when stuff grows with much different concepts of terrain? What do you need to have if your world is largely built up of castles in the dark? Now, this is a white rosette, but it does feel adjacent. I'm going to work this. Red stick design on such building. And the horrible, would you please go away? Thank you. The horrible thing is, it's the culture going to profit, or is it going to falter? what can be found in such places. Where is the life? Where is what is the journey that's being held here? We have to explore. And I'm now at a point where I have the room to possibly explore, the room to say, there's stories there. And that's going to be a large part of what I am hoping to accomplish. I want this to have an energy to it, let's keep this to the flats for the most part. We'll do lights and coloring later. But that color should be safe. I can come into this and I can, because of the scale I'm operating, I can then zoom into each of these little areas and go, okay, this is comfortable. Why does this look like garbage? Oops. And I can say, take this. And use this system. Start and just let the randomness of the object start forming what it needs to do. Excuse me. My stomach is not pleased with me. So this is going to be one of those streams that may or may not last terribly long. I don't feel that too. This building's design. I'll just take now I'll probably do the next picture as some vague kind of portrait. But right now I'm just trying to get used to operating at this scale. I probably should have should have done this on a separate layer. But again, this is just a playing around, trying to get a feel for how this is going to work at this level of but still this feel. This kind of yeah. And this is just finding the details in the shape I was given. What is this shape telling me? What is the story? A little bit of wriggling, a little bit of detail, a bit of roll. See how this goes. If you guys find this style of art interesting, I might do more of it. I just needed a break from what I was doing anyway. And it seemed the wisest route to just now we'll scan back all the way back out, and we'll see if we like how it's starting to go. That's that is a lot of detail for a little piece. But I'm okay with that, because there's going to be a lot of these little pieces. Lots of little guys popping up as I venture into this picture. Oh, look, Dan got a gold star for working hard. Looks like the 10 Iron Jack got a different body. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. This isn't going to make things perfect. In fact, this is going to be a very imperfect picture. But there is a certain potential to it. And the only way I'm going to find that potential, I'm way out on the fuzzy edge of artwork here. Is to play with it a bit. Well, sometimes lines aren't even going to line up. It may not make sense. But it's going to help tell the visual story of this soon-to-be thriving city that's going on underground. This may show up in my game world. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've done a new Drow City. I don't know if any of you ever played the game Bejeweled. This is a matching game where you light up little gems and you get, rewards for solving little puzzles. Something I played a lot of. I played Bejeweled 3 a lot. And I still do actually. What I did as a kid. But the thing about Bejeweled is it has all these really great backgrounds. And I know most people don't pay a terrible amount of attention to them because they're just focused on the game map and the timer. But my thought is, why wouldn't you? Oh. Because they'll often quite under spoken of. The art behind what was going on was always so incredibly fascinating. And I've wondered about the lore as you shoot from place to place. You saw these grand ruins and great what have yous. One second, please. Because there is a certain kindness to this place. Oh. Well, let's see. See how it goes. We're getting somewhere. I think I might have to add some mushroom food. What do you think? Does it need mushroom juice? Just want to do something to break the scale, and I haven't quite decided how yet. Top of this. Because such things just add to the mystery of visiting a place like this. It's like it needs a lot more, but right now we are getting places. So what we're going to do is I mean, this is just a warm-up playing around, but it looks like it's going to be something. The other one from our side. Okay. Now we'll just let that go. We can let that go. Man, this does have a bit of old school brow leaving, so I'm okay with that. Let's add another layer that we may play with some light or some shadow. Let's have some lighting. Let's just light this up. Like let's go to the airbrush. Let's do something like this. Put that in. Just about every one of these places is going to make the light burn. Here we go. We're just starting to get an idea of what they're going to do. Probably need to add some lights on that other layer. Now we're starting to get a bit of a feel. And again, this isn't a big major undertaking. This is a light playing picture. Get a vibe for it. You know, each layer, add a layer, let me multiply, and work some aspect of it. So I think this really just needs something like this. And let's do it. Oh, now we're getting so much. That's it. Here. Whoa. Oh, undo it. Okay, like that. Let's see what happens. And that should be another normal layer. This we multiply layer. We do this. What we're getting is layered blue, likely affected by what's going on. screen. Why are you doing so? This here is okay. We just keep things simple. Back to this. Put it right here. Okay. All right. Back here. Dusty, I'm working, pal. Dusty. Dusty. Okay. Okay. Come on. Settle down. Everybody gets the Dusty cam for a minute. Give me a sec. Dusty cam. Look, there's the Dusty. Alright. Dusty. Everybody gets to see the Dusty. Hi. Yes, you're helping. I know, you're gray like me. I need to run an ad, don't I? I've been running enough ads. My advertisers will get mad and stop paying me $0. Oh, wow, so I drove safe. Yeah. On the road. You know, Cat? Oof. Your subtlety. Come on. Come on. You know, there are times when I'm like, you could cuddle me now. I'll be laying on the couch. And you could cuddle me. But you won't. Okay. I got you some more work. So, I have to do more work. You can go down now. You go down. Go see Xander. Go check out Xander. Sorry about that, guys. But Dusty Cam's happening. Prepare here. Dusty. Oof, sir. If you're Dusty's the baby. You're the baby. Good stuff. Put Dusty in the baby. Put Dusty in the baby. Okay, yep. You know you're going down. Yeah. I need a hydration break. Hydrate break. I'm going to get a hydrate break. I'm going to run an ad. Probably get tackled by Dusty again. So, we're going to stop the music. We're going to run an ad. I'm going to hydrate a bit. And we'll be back in a little bit.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho. Santa-Stein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Dusty, sir. I know it's time for. Oh, okay, sir. I am very aware that you want me to make my lunch so that you can get the tuna juice. I know you want me to make my lunch so you can get the tuna juice. Yes, sir, I am aware. Sir. Sorry, you're Let me look at you. Yeah, that's what that. Yep. Everybody loves you, Dusty. You got some applause. You got some applause. This just sounds a little bit hard on here. Oh, there's so many sounds. We need to add that. See if it'll let me add more sounds. Not quite right. Not bad. Tell me that doesn't make you want to pee. Anyway, Dusty, look. You tell him. Look, no, you look at the light. You look right there. Yeah. This is your fault. I'm stopping the stream because you are demanding that I have lunch. Is that what's going on? That substantial floof all around Awesome Cat. And he is telling me that it's my lunchtime so that he can get his tuna more. Is that the plan, Dusty? I bribed them for just... Thank you, Chris. And that's an always. And yeah. Spend the whole down. Okay, Dusty. I was drawing, sir. Okay, guys. We're just going to put the art away. It looks like I'm not going to win this argument without closing the door and shenanigans. Yeah, I know. Oh, you want to go now? Are you going to go? You got something to do? Or do you just realize you won and now you don't need to bother me? Sir, explain yourself. No, you can't knock things over down there. That is not an appropriate answer. Okay, guys. Well, it's been 2 hours. I have a start of just a very laid-back picture. It's not going where I want it to go, so I may just pause and come back and see it.
There are no spoons for my cereal.
I know. I figured you're going to want stuff too. The kid and the cats are all telling me it's time to go. So I'm going to run some ads and wrap it up, I guess. I may come back later and do other art, but just wrap that. Till then, Okay, guys. Well, I will see you very soon, right after this ad, actually, because it's not my show if I don't run. It's not letting me scroll my ads. There's a glitch with my ads. Give me a second. And yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on, but I can't run.
Welcome, friends. I'm Lloyd at Thesis, and this is my TX. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find
The Nick field is powerful. I've actually had an ad float up and decide it won't come down, and because of that, it won't let me scroll my ads. I don't want to have to get rid of it. Okay, but yeah, we'll just do it like this. Nope, it is glitching. Since my ads are frozen, I can't even run Cat's ad. Please go support Cat. I'm just going to end the stream. Guys, keep writing, keep drawing, and keep creating. As long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it. But can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. Toodles.